home buying as a millennial sucks. So my husband and I want to move a little bit further out to the country. We currently own our home. We just need like more land. Our kids are feral. They need room to run. We homeschool them. We want them to learn how to take care of animals, grow their own food, all that kind of thing. You would think that because we own our current home, this process wouldn't be so terrible. And we've actually owned a home before that too. No, still terrible. We went to see a house today that was built in the 60s. This house was on 23 acres and was at the very top end of our budget. Now, mind you, this was a 3-bedroom, so 2 of my kids would still have to share a room, and 2 of the rooms were the size of closets. Now, we contemplated putting an offer in on this house, even though the bedrooms were smaller, just because we would have a lot of room for our kids to run, and we could like build a life there, and we could build onto the house eventually if we wanted to. But then the owner was like, we don't want to accept offers if it's contingent on your house selling, so it fell through anyway. Which, like, if it's meant to be, it'll be, right? Like, it's fine. But it got my mind going, and I was like, how much would this house have cost in the 60s? So I did a little research, and a house on roughly 20 acres with a stocked pond, because it had one, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, in the 60s, in my region, would have cost around $20,000. Which, like, don't get me wrong, that statistic alone was enough to make you cry, but then there's this. So instead of stopping there and just being sad and crying, I was like, let me get more sad. And I looked up this statistic. So this statistic is the average cost of a house ratio to the average household income. In 1992, this ratio is 4.45. At the end of 2023, it was 7.57. So when our parents were buying houses, 1992, my parents would have been like 30-ish. It would have taken 4.45 times their annual salary to buy a house. Now, me, around the same age, roughly, it takes 7.57 times the annual average salary to buy a house. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Just gonna eat cookies and cry tonight, I think.